Why, hello. So, I woke up this morning late, and apparently eBay exploded overnight. Well, as of this morning. Um, I don't. The CEO is stepping down. All kinds of things are happening. All the influencers are out there peddling their opinion. I'm going to let them have their moment in the sun on this one. Um, Because at this point, I really don't have an opinion. I think Devin came in and did the job that he was asked to do, for the most part. It seems like he's not leaving on the best terms, but it's not. I don't think because of anything that he did specifically wrong. I think he just has disagreements with the board. Um, and I think as a CEO, he did fine. So I've gone through, he's my third CEO in this business. So I went through Meg Whitman and John Donahoe. And so Devin was like a breath of fresh air. So I mean, it's been a rocky road. eBay has been a rocky road with CEOs. Um, Devin has again been one of the better ones of the ones that I've experienced. So, however, I do see that there needs to be improvement on the site. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who the board hires. I mean, that's all you can kind of do as a seller. Um, it's super macro. That's super macro. And we can speculate for days, but it really, at in this moment, has no bearing on what I'm selling. So, it really has no, for the most part, and I think for the most of us, it has no bearing on our sales today, what's going to happen in the next fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to have very much effect on us at all. So it's a transition. We'll have to kind of wait and see what happens next. I know as humans, we like to be front loaded and know exactly what's going to happen and what it's going to look like and what the landscape is going to be. Um, I'm very much of a whatever happens, I'm going to figure it out and pivot if I need to pivot and not pivot if I don't need to pivot. And that's just that's how I've survived as in my life and on eBay and in business and with jobs. You just kind of, you either figure it out or you don't. So with that, I have news though. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Before eBay exploded. Rude. Rude. I have stuff to say that actually does affect me. I made the plunge yesterday into managed payments. So I am now in managed payments on eBay. And I will report back. So I'm hoping that I can give you an idea of what this looks like as a seller and any pitfalls that I run into. And maybe kind of reassure some people that it's not as horrible and scary as what you might think it might be. So yesterday afternoon, I switched over to managed payments. It took me like 5 minutes to switch it. It was like super fast and super easy to opt into managed payments. There's a new payments tab on your seller hub at the very top. Click on that and it walks you right through it super fast. And then all of a sudden I was in managed payments. It's like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then within 15 or 20 minutes, I got a international sale to Germany. And then the customer, well, the sale came through, but the payment didn't come through. So like it was a waiting payment in my seller hub, which I have buy it now and like immediate payment required. So like I don't have best offer or anything on stuff. Um, and the guy emailed me. He was in Germany. He said I'm trying to pay, but it's saying that something's wrong. And so I looked at it, and there wasn't a way at that point that I could send an invoice to him. Again, this is like 15 minutes after I switched it over to managed payment, and I think everything was still trying to update. I called eBay. I have concierge service. I called eBay. They were like, well, just make sure he's on the ebay.com website, not the German eBay. He needs to be on the .com website, and he needs to pay with currency, something that can convert his currency to US dollars. So like PayPal does. I don't know if credit cards do or not. Anyway, so that was like their criteria. And so then I went back to the order, and I was able to send him an invoice at that point. So I think what happened is that he made the purchase like during the time that it was all switching over. And it just kind of screwed things up. So I sent him an email. I sent him an invoice. I explained to him that I had just switched some of my payment information over, and so it might be still updating, but this should fix it. And if he had any problems, let me know. And then this morning he paid, so everything is fine. I'm shipping it out today. And then I started getting like massive sales. Like I started getting like a ton of sales in all at once. Within an hour of me switching over, I had 3 sales. That one from Germany plus 2 other ones, like boom, boom. And then overnight I got a bunch more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sales for eBay right now, and a big fat goose egg for the Poshmark. So yesterday I was super grumpy, and I only listed 9 things on eBay and Poshmark. And then I went to a really late movie with my son and his girlfriend. We saw Ready or Not, which is a really interesting horror movie that takes a play off of, like, I need to figure out, like, why. What they were thinking. But it plays off of, like, 80s pop culture a lot. It's a very, like, there's the final scene in there reminds me of the movie Heathers. Like the maids in this mansion look like Robert Palmer girls. I mean, like, it's very 80s. He made one of the characters in it made a reference to the 80s. So I'm not. It's strange. I'm not sure. I almost want to watch it again just to kind of figure out what the references are, because I realized it last night. I was laying in bed. I was like, I recognized the, like, Robert Palmer girls right away. But then I started, like, piecing things together last night while I was laying in bed going, there was a lot of 80s references, isn't there? And there has to be some kind of, like, underlying theme. Anyway, so it was a good movie if you're interested in, like, a horror with some campy comedy in there a little bit. So it makes you giggle and breaks the tension, but it's definitely a horror movie to a certain extent. So with that, let's get shipping, shall we? First off, 0238. Alright, these are some North Face shorts. The North Face. Hiking shorts with, like, the little belt. Extra, extra large. They sold for $14.53 plus $5.50 shipping, so $20.03 was the total on that one. Let's see, T110. This is a Denim & Company heavy flannel jackety type shirt. It's got a full zip to it, so it's kind of like a jacket, but kind of like a shirt at the same time. So it sold for $11.99 plus $7.99 shipping, so $19.98 was the total on this one. I believe it's a large. No, it's a medium. Flannel's in right now. Okay, D123. This is a Royal Robins shirt, just a real basic little, it's got buttons, it's got a square neckline. It's cute. Sold for $12.34 plus $5.50 shipping, so $17.84. That was the one of the first items that sold on after I switched over to managed payments. After the jacket that was going to Germany. Q122. Ooh, this is an oldie. Oh, that Royal Robin shirt has been up since the 8th of this month, so not very long. The Denim & Company, though, has been up since June, so it's been up for a while. Okay, so this one is like, it's Ultra Flirt. It's like a flannel with like a rayon top piece to it, so it looks like a twin set, but it's not. It's layered look is what I use for keywords. It has been listed over 2 years. It sold for $8.99 plus $5.50 shipping, so $14.49. It's been listed so long that it's in the original bags, not the zipper bags that I use now. I only have like 2 things left in that, of that era. Okay, A13. This is a Stillwater Supply vest, men's vest. It's full zip. It's knit. It's a really nice vest, though. I really liked it. Sold for $11.99 plus $7.99 shipping, so $19.98. All right, next up is a jacket. This is the one that's going to Germany. Paid for it early this morning. This was an interesting find. I found this one a couple months ago. When did I list it? I don't know when I listed it. I've listed it. I forgot to put a date on it. Huh. Anyway, I listed it probably a month ago. So it's Bob Barker brand. I'll show you this. Bob Barker. It's a prison issue coat. That's what it looks like. So, like, think Orange is the New Black. That's what that looks like. It's got kind of this weird felty stuff on the inside. And I saw it at the store. It's, like I said, it's a prison issue jacket. I saw it at the store, and I was like, well, that's interesting. That kind of looks... And I looked up the brand, and they bring good money. So... Oddly enough, people like prison issue coats. But this one sold for $39.32. The buyer's in Germany, like I said, I ship direct. So the shipping charge is $23.99. So he paid $63.31. So like $40 for the coat, though. That's cool. I'll make a tiny bit on shipping, not very much though. All right. Next up, this is another jacket. This is an Old Navy double-breasted cropped tied little jacket. It's cute. And it's a small. So it's not really a pea coat, but kind of that style, but it's got like 3/4 sleeves. It's cropped. I think it's like 21 inches, and it's got the little belt to it too. So, and it's wool. That sold. It was Old Navy, like I said. So that sold for $12.79 plus $10 shipping, $9.99 shipping, so $22.78 was the total on that one. I'm cleaning out my coats. Here's another one, H225. Oh, here. This one is a North Face, soft shell jacket. It sold, it's purple women's medium. Sold for $31.49 plus $7.99 shipping, so $39.48 was the total on this guy. And then one last one, U131. This is a BCBG Generations, which is the juniors, I think, version of BCBG. It's a military style through the body, and then it's got black leather, faux leather arms. So it's a cool jacket. I picked it up because it was just cool. I like that military style personally, so I always pick it up because I like it. And it seems to sell fairly well. If you look through, I try to keep track of like what's selling in the store, like retail. Military style is still in this year, so that was a good find. And I do believe it has a belt too. It doesn't say, but yeah. So green military style, faux black leather arms, and it's hip length. Sold for $23.99. With $10 shipping, $9.99 shipping, so $33.98 was the total on that one. So that was a good sale. Selling a lot of jackets. First day of fall was Monday, so it's Wednesday. People are thinking about it again. They're thinking about the cold weather and looking forward to it. So, which is fine by me. Almost made it through the entire video with no technical difficulties. And then somehow my YouTube app started going off. And like content started going. I don't know. Voices came out of my phone, which is what I use to film these things. And so I'm going to have to now edit and then, yeah, editing. Darn it. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's what I have to sell. Actually, I had a good day. So so far I am pleased with managed payments. I don't know if that's affecting my sales or not. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am hoping for the best. So, but it doesn't seem to be hurting my sales at all. And also with managed payments, yesterday, the very first sale that I got for that Royal Robbins little shirt, they've already released the funds to my bank account. So the way it works is that they hold the funds for like up to 24 hours or something, and then they release the funds to your bank, and then however long it takes for your bank to, I do online banking, or I have an online checking account associated to my my eBay account now, so it should, with online banking, it's usually less than 24 hours is my experience, at least my bank. So I'm happy with that. I should have my cash by tomorrow. So it should be like a 2-day. I'm expecting like a 2-day turnaround on stuff. So that first sale has already been released in like 12 hours, 14 hours. We'll see how soon the rest of them get released. I'm expecting less than 24 hours. So, and I don't know if it's like a 24-hour exactly. It might be. I didn't look that closely as to when the sale was made. So, but yeah, so I was impressed with that. Or 12 hours, I guess it would be. Anyway, I was impressed with that, the quick turnaround. I was hoping that I didn't have to wait for like 3 days to have them release the funds. That would be a pain. So, yeah. I'm just going to have to be aware that it's all going into a different account now instead of having it go to my PayPal account. So for like 12 years, I've had my money kind of arranged the way I have it arranged. And so I'm having to think about how I want it to look moving forward with managed payments. So it's interesting because with Poshmark, I save all my money until the end of the month and then move it all over at the same time. eBay doesn't allow for that with managed payments. They automatically move it to your designated account. So we'll see. I'm going to have to like sit down and crunch some numbers and figure out how I want to manage the budget now. So, but otherwise it's pretty seamless. It's not bad. Yeah. So get on about your work. Don't stress too much about the CEO changes. Again, those are macro, those are big changes, but on a micro scale, it's probably not going to affect you, at least not at this point. Change is inevitable, especially with tech companies, and eBay is a tech company before anything else. So, and that's the one thing you can count on, is that change is inevitable. So don't be afraid of it. You just roll with it and figure out like how it's going to work for your business. So that's my best advice to you. So I will talk to you later, and I hope everybody's having a really good day, and see ya. Bye.